and welcome to Surviving a WASP. I speak from experience because I'm married to one, and I'm going on over 2 years of marriage and a relationship of approximately 5+ years. Positive attributes, often witty, strong-willed, well done hair, well kept. They drive nice vehicles. And they refer to the club as, when they're talking about the club and going to the club, they're talking about the country club. Club's never really been my scene. And I've been thinking long and hard about writing a book about surviving a WASP or being married to a WASP. And this will be my first entry, vlog, video entry that I will post on social media. For the rest of you who might be wondering, well, what is a WASP? What is he talking about? Because, for instance, I didn't know what a WASP was until I married one. And they're very prideful about it. It's a point of pride. They consider themselves superior, one might say, because of a upbringing of privilege and private schools and education, higher education. Access that normal people don't have. And on a day-to-day level, they become members of chairs by simply their parents being members or of the board or chairman. It's easy for them to add a sibling or family member, even with no contribution whatsoever. You're instantly a chairman on a board of a nonprofit or a very powerful and perceived as very institution. That I'm married to a WASP, so I'm stuck in my garage, which is my man cave. I figured that might be a better place to broadcast from my downstairs half bath, which is my office. However, I do apologize. If it's possible, I'll try to put up a green screen in the background. However, what you see is what you get. I'm an authentic guy. I did not come from a background of privilege. I did not come from a wealthy family. I did not come from a higher education. I came from very humble beginnings. And I have a very open mind and perspective. I also have different values as to what me and how someone might acquire respect for myself, which is much through proof of work, deeds, loyalty, whereas a WASP may judge, and this is a hypothetical, I hate to speak on them, on their behalf, on power, on status, on money, on what car they drive. And a much older man is not considered out of the question if he has enough money, power, and status. And maybe this is true for all women. I hope not. I don't believe that it is. It's just extremely runs very broad spectrum in the WASP. The WASP is a white Anglo Saxon Protestant. I again never heard the term. It's an acronym, but yet also there are many running jokes about WASP. WASPs are considered debutantes. They come from families of wealth, privilege, and power generally. So regardless of if with their that does not decimate their self-value in any form or fashion. They will always be a cut above, in my opinion, from what I've witnessed. This is my perception of WASP. There's this sense of entitlement that I deserve better treatment than other people, that I'm a very important person and I should be getting a better deal, that everything should be perfect. If I'm unsatisfied with something, then it's up to the seller, purveyor of goods, services to satisfy me. I worked in construction in the past. I didn't really run into, at the time I didn't know if they were WASP. I did run into some tough customers, and after a while I began able to pick them out and often quote them an extremely high number where I could make money, and it was worth my time to deal with them in spite of their difficulties. However, I began to say no, even though I was a yes man by nature, because these Karen soccer moms with their golf playing doctor lawyer husbands wanted what they wanted for the most competitive price possible. I'm not gonna joke around or not shoot you straight. The construction industry in Houston is a rat race, and I know this is going off subject. And Texas as a state in general thrives off of cheap labor, whether we want to admit it or not. So many employers devalue their employees and feel they are expendable. In my opinion, I feel. To the WASP, white Anglo Saxon Protestant women are a breed above. They have their expensive purses that are probably worth more than make in a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe a month. Kind of depends on the girl and depends on the purse. And then there's nothing wrong with wanting and liking nice things. I love art, I love music, I love culture, but feel that I am able to exercise discipline in the areas that are necessary to be fiscal, which is always necessary. I'm not a shopaholic, I'm a buyer. This is off topic. I don't know if shopaholics run in the WASP bloodline, but it seems that they have an addiction to shopping regardless of what the money intake is and money you make. It'll never be enough they'll spend more. And it's just an accumulation of stuff, of junk, of shit, of high-priced, overpriced. Yes, maybe it does have value, an oyster plate, but to who? For what? Why? Only the extremely old and wealthy and white and a dying legacy dinosaur class that we're starting to see through the reading between the lines that their system, their game has been these economic systems, legacy financial institutions have been taking advantage of their clients for a long time and cannot generate a utilitarian product for the future, in contrast and in comparison to the scam of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, which I'm an advocate and believer in. You can make those returns in a matter of weeks, months, sometimes days, nights, hours, minutes, what you may do in 20 or 30 years in the stock market. This is not financial advice, and crypto is down right now, but even the best financial investors say when the blood is in the streets, it's the best time to buy. When people are panic selling, that's when you buy. When things are down, there's going to be a turnaround and the market will go up. But how do we live? How do we cope with living with a WASP? What has your experience been? Are you married to a WASP? Are you dating a WASP? Is she blonde? Is she high maintenance? Is she a hot mess? Is she an alcoholic or have a drinking problem, a shopping problem? These are questions I want answered, and I want to know, is this just me, or is this the entire species, breed? Anyway, there it is. I don't know that anybody else on any other media channels is covering this, and it's something that I think it's worth having a discussion about. I thank you for your time. I know that it's valuable, and let's circle back once we get some comments, and I'll make another video.